Meadowbrook. Mrs. Boland here with our weekly ST Math celebrations for last week, March 18th through the 22nd. As a school, we averaged 80 minutes and 72 puzzles. Kindergarten averaged 63 minutes, first grade averaged 79 minutes, and second grade averaged 117 minutes. Some really big, exciting things to celebrate. We have now reached 80% puzzle progress as a school, and our goal this year is to make sure every student here at Meadowbrook comes as close to reaching 80% progress as they can. So take a look this week at your progress and see how close you are to reaching that goal of 80% progress. We still have a lot of learning left to do in our school year, and I know that we're going to come really close to reaching 100% as a school. I'm also thinking of a way for us to celebrate, and I'll get back to you with more information soon. We've now collected 821,877 puzzles as a school and 7,027 objectives. Kindergarten's collected 252,284 puzzles, first grade 258,024, and second grade 306,811 puzzles. Let's take a look and see which teams made it through that second round of March Madness. Who's on to the third round? Let's take a look. Mrs. Forbes' class came in with 86 puzzles, moving on to the next round. Mrs. Logan's class came in with 106 puzzles, moving them into the next round. And we had a close one. Mrs. Rinaldi's class, you had 66 puzzles. And Mrs. Burke's class with 118 puzzles have moved on to the second round. Mrs. Roby's class really crushed it with 123 puzzles, moving them into the next round. Mrs. Thomas's class with 130 puzzles, wow, moving you into the next round. Mrs. Mazza's class with 100 puzzles, and Mrs. Sousa's class with 96 puzzles. Way to go, everybody. So that means this week, Mrs. Forbes' class and Mrs. Logan's class will be battling to see who moves on. Mrs. Rinaldi and Mrs. Burke's class are up against each other. Mrs. Roby and Mrs. Thomas's class, and Mrs. Mazza and Mrs. Sousa's class. Good luck, everybody. I can't wait to see who moves on to the next round.